And so let's go into that FAMU experience. So tell me about, maybe when you first started at FAM, freshman year, sophomore year, like how was that architectural program there?
It is one of the largest Black African American programs in architecture in the country. So training young, smart people how to build buildings, how to design buildings, how to create buildings. So similar story, like I went in at 18, 19, and like it was around all these really smart people. I felt like this is a really sharp and smart people I'm around. And I'll say I was probably a little bit of a late bloomer. Like I was still kind of finding my way and figuring it out, kind of coming in freshman year. But my junior year, I really hit my strides. I really started to figure it out. Like the light bulb went off and I started to connect the dots and kind of never look back. Like I just went full speed ahead and, going to HBCU is fun. It's hard to stay focused and not let the fun take you off the path of education. But I will say, by the time I went to my first job, I felt like, man, if I could survive that, like I could survive anything. Right. That I don't feel like anything is hard. Now I'm like, I survived that. This is easy, and I get paid to do this now. So like, this is super easy in comparison. So that was my family experience. I loved it. My sister went to HBCU after me. Similar story. She went to Alabama State. Got that HBCU experience. It was a good window in time from like 18 to 21, 22 to kind of like be able to figure yourself out for a couple of years in like a safe space.
Right. Was there anybody that was really influential at FAMU during your time there?
The way our classes were kind of set up, you kind of didn't take classes with upper class architecture students. So most of my interaction in the architecture school was with us, but I will say in my general classes, my African American histories class, Dr. Jackson, like it really stuck out to me that the history of the country and how it tied into my history and kind of where I was in the timeline of things, that kind of stuck out to me. Like things that I saw growing up, like wasn't an accident, that like there was like a timeline of things. And in architecture class, similar thing, like there's a reason why these types of buildings look this way. There's a reason why these communities are these types of way. And that kind of helped lay down some of the foundation of what I would do later in my career on pushing certain buttons to get certain outcomes in communities, right? That, I know what the unintended consequence is of this housing policy, right? And the results of those. So kind of later on in life, I got to kind of benefit from those. But I'd say at this second, Dr. Jackson stands out to me that he was this brilliant young guy at the time. He was a brilliant young guy giving me kind of the foundation of history in this country.
Is he still there?
He is actually.
What's his full name again?
Dr. Dexter Jackson, actually. I reached out to him last year to give him an update on where I was in life.
Awesome, man. Well, shout out to Dr. Jackson. I'm sure he'll see this interview and appreciate your commentary.